What's going on, guys? Zanov here, and today I decided to put together a guide going over all the various sights available to use in Battlefield 4. I'll be taking a closer look at all the 8 close range sights and 6 medium range scopes individually to give you a better understanding of what each one is capable of doing, as well as the various advantages and disadvantages of each one. Starting off with the close range sights, we've got the standard Reflex Red Dot Sight. Now this sight comes standard to pretty much any rifle in the game. Now if you take a closer look when you're aimed down sights, you can see it offers a tiny red dot in the middle of the sight. Now whenever I seem to use this sight, I always lose the view of that dot, which makes this sight very hard to use. It also blocks off a good chunk of your field of view of the battlefield. Next up, we've got the Coyote Red Dot Sight. The main difference between this one and the Reflex Red Dot Sight is that you get a better field of view. The Coyote Red Dot Sight is very open and doesn't block off a good portion of your screen like the Reflex Sight does. All in all, the Coyote Red Dot Sight is probably one of the best red dot sights in my opinion. The design is so sleek and you can easily track the red dot in the middle of the sight. The third red dot sight variant is called the Cobra Red Dot Sight. Now this sight offers a very clear reticle of 3 red prongs. The middle of these 3 lines are where you're going to need to aim to get kills with it. This is another personal favorite of mine to use as the design is simple and it also doesn't block off a huge portion of your screen. The fourth sight in this guide is the Holographic Sight. Now this is one of those sights that I don't see too many people using. My best explanation for this is that the sight takes up way too much room on your screen. That is one of those things that really separates good sights from great sights in Battlefield games, and how much of your field of view is restricted with the sight. Obviously, the less it takes up, the better. Now if we take a closer look at the Holo Sight, you can see the reticle has a sort of targeted circle with a smaller red dot inside, making it relatively easy to track targets even in intense combat. I don't suggest using the Holo Sight mainly since it takes up so much of your field of view, putting you at a massive disadvantage when you aim down sights. The next sight you can choose from is called the HD33. This is essentially a hybrid version of the Holographic Sight since it has almost the same exact reticle, yet the frame of it takes up a little bit less of your screen. If you're debating on whether to use the Holo Sight or the HD33 sight, I would definitely choose the HD sight. Up next, we've got the Pka. It has a 1x magnification, meaning there is no magnification at all. The sight has a good frame and the reticle is in the shape of a circle with a red dot in the middle, and I find it really easy to track targets with it, and it's a sight not a lot of people use on assault rifles. The 7th close range sight in this guide is called the Irnv Scope. It has a magnification of 1, which again means it doesn't really offer any magnification at all, and the full name of the Irnv Scope is the Infrared Night Vision Scope. And if you zoom in with it, it easily shows enemies and is useful for darker maps such as Dawnbreaker or Operation Locker. Keep in mind it is very susceptible to flashbangs and flashlights and will blind you for a short period of time if somebody shines one at you. The reticle resembles a Cobra Red Dot Sight in a way, which is really useful and can help you get those precise shots needed to kill your enemies. The 8th close range sight is called the Flir. It offers a 2x magnification. The main difference between the Flir sight and the Irnv sight are the different colors. For the Flir sight, it shows everything in black and white. However, for the Irnv sight, it is night vision. Again, the Flir sight is susceptible to flashbangs and flashlights, but it is very good for low light maps. Now, one map I can definitely see this sight coming in handy on is Operation Metro 2014 in the long hallway. Turning off the lights will give you a huge advantage over the other enemies. That just about wraps up the close range scopes and sights. Let's move on to the medium range ones. I'm going to run through these rather quickly considering they all look pretty similar to each other. So first up, we've got the M134 Sight. This is a pretty standard Acog sight that offers a 3.4 magnification and a really good reticle for taking out those medium range targets. Next up, we've got the Prisma Sight. Again, it offers a 3.4 magnification and resembles the other 3.4 sights. The next sight is called the Pka Sight. It offers a 3.4 magnification as well. All the 3.4 magnification sights are pretty much the same, but offer different reticles in the sights themselves. Moving on to the 4x sights, first up is the Acog Sight. This is a pretty standard issue sight returning from Battlefield 3, and the reticle is very good for tracking enemies at medium ranges. Next is the JGM4. It is another variant of the Acog Sight with a different reticle in the scope itself for tracking targets at medium ranges. The final sight in this guide is called the Pso One. Much like the other sights, it resembles your standard Acog sight. I actually don't like the look of this one, I don't know why. It is just very different from the others. Now I wouldn't suggest using it because it takes up so much of your field of view, and it will put you at a massive disadvantage if you use it. However, that is just about all of the sights available in Battlefield 4. I will cover the sniper scopes in a future video, so keep an eye out for that. Now if you did enjoy the video, take a few seconds to click the old like button, and if you're new around here, Subscribe for daily Battlefield 4 tips, tricks, and news. But until next time, guys, this is Irnv, and I'll see you in my next video.